Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to build a two-part mold, and it will help us to cast this part. So the first thing that I look is into how I can split it. For this part, I'm gonna put it in the middle, as you see here. So I'm gonna create a mid-plane construction, so in that way it can help me to guide me through figure out. So then you pick the sides on the object, so in that way you're able to split it. So with the tool, it allows you to split it in half using that construction line. So once that we do it, one thing that I made a mistake here that you need to, I guess, pay attention. I guess you learn, huh? Is that I did not remove the holes. Some people keep them, and they maybe when they are casting it, they use like a wax or something to be able to remove the holes. But yeah, I could remove it anyways. The next thing that you're gonna do is to create a sketch. So I was trying to figure out maybe if creating it in the middle, so that way I can extrude it on the top and in the bottom. And I think that was the way that it works. Right now, I'm extruding it. I'm trying to figure out the size between maybe 15 millimeters or 20 millimeters. So I ended up just choosing something that covers the whole part, and I'm looking around to see if the part. In retrospective, you have to make sure that all your tools are in the right size. The size for this part, I'm not able to fit it in some of my tooling, but I mean it is what it is. So for this particular part, I was trying to figure out, okay, how I can make the mold so that way I can put the silicone or plaster, so that way I can make, I guess, the master part. So um, here I'm trying to figure out what is the next step, and trying to see maybe if I need to remove the part from the box and cut it. So I'm trying to see how to do it. And the cool thing about Fusion is that you have a way to kind of go back in history. So the other thing uh, that I'm doing here is renaming, right? Because sometimes it gets tricky when you are trying to create the parts and you don't know which one it is. So I'm right now renaming it to the different top, body, bottom, and so on. The other thing that you need to pay attention is when you are using the tools, you can make sure that you keep them. So that way, if for whatever reason you have to go back or modify them, it's still there, the whole part. I have done that mistake before. So right now I'm just looking around to see what I'm planning to do next. I'm trying just to see uh, the different box for the mold. So uh, I'm thinking, okay, how I'm able to shape it so that way the different steps and renaming the boxes. So in that way I understand what is going on. I'm checking if the part is visually touching the box, so that way I can start doing the next steps. So the next step is to be able to cut it. So if you see me here, I'm selecting the the parts, and that way I can check the box, and I can check also the unsubtract it and combine it from the mold. So it's able to do it. So then we check if we are able to to figure out. And then right now I'm just creating and changing the names in the components. And yeah, we were able to extract it. Now the whole thing is a box. I needed to be uh, a container to be able for me to pour the plaster. So this particular mold I wanted to make to fill it out with plaster, so that way I can have a negative. So there is a tool here called the shell command, and I have never used it, so we'll figure out here how it's working. But it was kind of a straightforward. You basically select the part, and it allows you to check the thickness of the and I'm trying to play around here with the different things. But yeah, you can choose the inside of the walls and the thickness and where do you want it to be. So in this particular case, I wanted to make sure that it's so rounded, so that way I don't have to build a box, and voila, it creates a full box. So that's pretty neat, and I'm just double checking everywhere that the part it's okay. The next step is for us to create some sort of keys. I was trying to figure out if we wanted to do it rectangular or maybe a spherical. I'll give it a try, maybe in a different video, a sphere. But right now I chose to do it in a rectangle way. Also, I was trying to figure out the size. It seems like maybe 15 to 20 millimeters might be the right size. And again, I'm trying to see the sizes and for each of them. The other thing that was interesting is if there was a way to create maybe kind of like a mirror or a pattern, so that way I can parametrically modify it in one place and kind of moves around. So the sucky part in Fusion is the copy. It's not very straightforward to copy and paste. So for this particular one, I just kind of move them around to be able to align them, and then I just create it by hand. And again, maybe there's an easier way with patterns, but it was more straightforward. So once that I created the different patterns for the keys, and I'm extruding them, so that way, as you can tell here, it will help us to put it on the mold. So make sure that when you are doing the other side of the other mold, you are able to do it. Right now, what I'm trying to figure out here is if I need to combine them or if I just can keep them like that. So also the other part, I'm trying to see how we are going to overlap each of them, because one of the keys has to be embossed and the other one has to be the opposite or the negative. So I'm trying to figure out in each of the sides how much it has to be. So in this case, I'm able to figure out that maybe I was thinking between maybe 1.5 to 2 millimeters should be enough to be able to make it as a key. So right now, because I'm recording after I created the mold, I know that maybe even a larger millimeters for the depth might be better. Maybe 3 to 4 millimeters might be a better way. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what is kind of the next step, and I'm trying to see the different sizes for the other one, because I have to give some clearance. If you notice here, like I said, because sometimes PLA is not super exact, clearance, I have seen people saying 0.3, 0.1, right? I just went 0.2, so that way it has enough clearance between the different ones. So that way, in the opposite side of the shell, I'm able to just extrude it, so that way it's inside of each of the boxes. I'm selecting all of them here, so that way it allows us to kind of do it in that in that way. So once that you finish all of them, then you can prepare it for the 3D printer, and that's kind of the cool thing here on Fusion, that you can send it. So if you can see here, there are a few things that you have to look around in your slicer. So I was trying to figure, okay, this is TPU. Right now you see PLA, but I chose to do it in TPU. So I'm just trying to figure out so in that way it has enough strength for the infill, and I'm trying to choose the lighting so in that way it's very fast to print. Also, I tried to maybe print it in that way. And also for the magic of YouTube, you can see printed. Anyways, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you. Like and subscribe. Know what to do. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do something